Hi, I'm Penny Sweet. We are sitting in George's restaurant in the middle of beautiful downtown Kirkland on the waterfront of Lake Washington in Washington State. Why I love Kirkland. What's not to love? We're a complete waterfront city. We are the East Side's waterfront. But we are also a community that is an absolute jewel. 46,000 people live here, yet you get the feel of a 10,000 people town. It's something to be cherished, and it's basically what I work on most of the time. We have a really cool system in this community of pretty tightly balanced neighborhoods defined. We have neighborhood community meetings, but what it did was it really kind of separated us rather than made us a solid whole community. So it was at that point, after going to two parades in two different neighborhoods, where you just marched back and forth along the street with the kids in boom boxes, that I was encouraged by some folks to go ahead and see if we could pull together a parade for the whole community. So that's what we began. I became associated with my target audience was the whole community. So I was going to partner with a downtown organization called the Kirkland Downtown Association. I wanted the chamber to be involved. I wanted each of those neighborhoods to be involved. I wanted the churches and schools to be involved. And then I wanted the city itself to be involved. What happened that first year, I own a wine store, so I decided that I had to make a float. And I don't know if you saw any of the pictures or had a chance to look at them, but our first float was a gigantic American flag made out of corks. And we had work parties in my neighborhood to put the whole thing together. We used 10,000 corks. I put out a plea for corks, and they came from all over. As a matter of fact, I still have thousands and thousands of corks left over from that first year. The way we sort of got people started is we went through what I was, in my corporate career, I was learning some visioning techniques. So we had a town meeting, and then I went to lots more meetings, and I would make everybody in the room close their eyes. And then I would do a description of what a 4th of July parade could look like, a 4th of July day. Waking up in the morning with the kids and bringing everybody in their bikes and everything downtown. And then we do this big decorating event with the art center where we put the kids together with the balloons and everything. Then we have the parade. Then we went from the parade to the community picnic. And then from the community picnic, everybody would go home and they come back down the hills, and we'd have our big fireworks show. And it is that. This year, as we finished the 4th of July, it was just as terrific as it is every year at the end of the day. We are exhausted. But it is absolutely the most wonderful kind of exhaustion. Last year, we were threatened with losing the 4th of July, because the city has done a lot of the funding of it through a grant process. Those grants were cut dramatically last year. When they were cut, a woman named Susan Bernash with an organization called Purple Duck Marketing heard our plea of, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How are we going to earn more money? Because we always have to pay for about half of it. And in this economy, it was pretty threatening. So we started a Facebook campaign, Facebook and Twitter and all of that stuff. We started this Facebook campaign, and people were coming out of the woodwork in terms of support. People saying, I can't imagine a 4th of July without the parade, without everything that we do on the 4th of July. There are kids here who don't remember ever not having a 4th of July. This is the 10th year. I think it is absolutely the most galvanizing event that we do all year long. It brings more people to town. We have about 35,000 people who come down and watch our parade. And it's just an amazing thing to see. I see us evolving into more of a single community rather than neighborhoods. I love the concept of our neighborhoods, and being a president of a neighborhood has really given me a lot of insight into how good a neighborhood can be. But our neighborhoods have become focused on things like land use and how much of your property you can use to build your house, whether, I mean, that's not what neighborhoods are about. Neighborhoods are about building safety systems, and they're about making sure that everybody's okay during a windstorm, and they're about block parties and knowing everybody's name. The way we started it was we started with a big town meeting. We invited everybody to come down for our little visioning thing. And I think you get a sense of what your community's going to tolerate when you ask them. Find out if people really want to do it. I think you can only build community if you got the building materials there to work with. I think we have a responsibility to be members of our community. I believe that it's sort of struck a philosophy for me about community and about how important it is to be connected to your community. I will never not be involved in the 4th of July. It's just part of my life.